Hello, my gorgeous air signs. Welcome to the Guiding Chariot. This is going to be your new combined weekly reading. First of all, thank you for letting me kind of mush them together. Thank you for your understanding. This is going to be a general reading for all air signs for this week. Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm kind of lumping it together just because of what's going on this week. I just want to make sure I have time for everything I want to do, so I'm just making filming a little easier. Next week we'll be right back to normal. But this is going to be a general reading, and I'm kind of focusing this on our full moon that is coming up on Wednesday. So this full moon is going to be in Pisces. I talked a little bit about what's going on with this moon in the Timeless Tuesday video, so make sure you check that out. This video is going to be a little more focused on all of my air signs. So let's get into it. Hope you guys are all doing well. I chose a different place to film this time, so I'm like, if I look up, it's because I keep looking out of the window. But no, I've got too much distractions now. I'm facing a different way. Alright, what messages do we have for our air signs this week? Finally we start talking. It's like that was taking a minute. Alright, so this is going to be a general reading, so you may resonate with all of the cards that come through. You may resonate with a few, so take it as it resonates. That's kind of really the only house rule, right? Take it as it resonates. Do not try to force any of the messages. If a card pops up, doesn't really fit, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you, that's fine. Leave it in the spread. Take the rest. Especially now because we are doing kind of like 3 signs together. So although you may have similar stories, you know, you're going to have your own little differences between you all. So just do not try to force anything. Thank you very much. All right. All right, my air signs. So we've got the sun coming out. Beautiful card to get, right? So sun card, dealing with life, vitality. This card calls it spirit, but it's a big, oh, getting a little message. Hold on, let me move that out of the way. You know, it brings up a lot of questions about who am I, right? But the sun, just as a general energy, brings life, brings light, brings growth, vitality, right? Like where would we be if we didn't have the sun, right? So such an important positive force behind you this week with this full moon. You also have solar eclipse. So interesting, essentially you have the sun twice, one burning bright and one shadowed, right? Kind of interesting parallel, interesting reset, right? I believe this card calls it revolution. Yes. So here you have revolution with the solar eclipse. All eclipses, lunar or solar, are essentially a reset, right? Because you're blocking out one planet, so it's allowing for a full darkening so you can come back revitalized, refreshed. It's literally like a reset. So we're resetting, I would say, who you are, what you think of yourself, how you see yourself, how you want yourself defined, both by you and by others, right? And then we have the Grand Cross. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? You have a Grand Cross. So with this Grand Cross coming up, it is an interesting astrological moment when you actually achieve a Grand Cross. And I think here it's called the Provoker, right? So my air signs, I do feel like this, whatever this reset is, this growth happening here with this sun card, which again, going to be incredibly positive with the sun coming up. This feels like you're being pushed into it. Oh my god, why can't I think of the word now? But it's like when someone is literally, I keep thinking of like a in video games. Oh, like taunt. That's the word I want. Like someone's taunting you. It's like the universe is like, oh yeah, you bad? Oh, you big enough? Oh, you can handle that? Oh, you can do that? You sure? Really? Really? It's kind of like you're being taunted into this kind of growth. Like it's because it's not a test, but you're just like someone's over there and just kind of poking the bear. It's just until you just kind of get mad enough to you just kind of like, oh, fine, I'll show you I can do it. It's Sorry for laughing. I don't know why it sounds so funny to me, but it's kind of like you're being egged on. You're like someone's trying to like push you closer to the edge until you kind of snap. But it's that snapping that does this, right? So it's kind of like you're being pushed to your limit in a way, like you're kind of being pushed right to the edge to get you to just kind of like right? Because otherwise, like without the pushing, you'd never get there. You know, it's kind of like when you're being challenged by something and you're put under like hard restraints. Like think of like all these like reality TV shows we watch, right? They have to create pressure, right? Because out of pressure, a lot of times comes creativity. You just have to figure it out. A lot of times you need to be under pressure. So this is kind of what's happening here. You're being put under pressure to force you onto the next thing. There's a card flipped over in here. I saw it. There you are. Interesting. This might be for you, my friends. So Two of Swords, feeling blocked, feeling stuck. I'm just at this point. And you can even see this pose. It's kind of like two forces, right? Kind of in this heated little moment of tension. I mean, it's kind of like one of these figures is you, one is the universe. The universe is like, oh yeah, you think you're strong enough? Oh, you think you bad? You think you bad? Yeah. Show me you're bad. Like it's getting you to that boiling point where you just kind of like, all right, you want me to show you? I'll show you. Let me move these up so we can all kind of see these a little bit. All right. You know what? We're going to take those. That's a lot, but we're going to take them. Wait, oh God, do we really want to take all of these? Yes, I said we're taking them. We're taking them. So you guys got Two of Pentacles in reverse. I'm gonna flip it right side up. But again, with reverse, coming up with this Two of Swords, right? Both of these cards kind of speak to being inflexible, being kind of rigid and stuck in our ways, and you're locked in this little like, right, with this two of Swords, you're kind of locked here, right? And then kind of unwilling to just do something different. I know what I need to do, and I'm just don't tell me what I need to do. I got this. I'm gonna do it my way. Your way is kind of what you've been doing is kind of holding you here, right? So it's about trying something new, and there's a little inflexibility there. Let's tackle the big stack first so we can get it out. So we've got the Empress, beautiful, the World, the Star. First and foremost, like three very amazing feminine energies popping out right out the gate. So my divine feminines, because remember, it doesn't matter male or female. We all have divine feminine energy. Big dose of feminine energy coming through. And, you know, feminine energy is very receptive. It is very, you know, we're going to leave it at receptive because that's the word I want you to grab. It's very, like, welcoming to all these other ideas, right? Now, does that mean none of these women have a plan, have a vision? Of course not. They totally have a plan. But again, they are thinking end goal, right? The details in between, you know, those can shift, those can change. So I'm willing to try different things as long as they're moving me towards the end goal, right? So World, we have a complete ending of a cycle, beautiful with this Revolution card coming out. Empress, creating abundance, manifesting fertility, possibly for some of us. And then the Star, having to remain hopeful, right? So for some of you, this may even have to do with actual fertility and having babies, right? And being hopeful that, you know, you will get pregnant or the pregnancy will go well, depending what stage you're in. That can definitely be a theme in here. You know, and talk about, like, holding a new start, right? So for some of you, this totally could be pregnancy. We also have the Six of Cups here. So talking about children, well, it's a kind of a thing. And remember, it doesn't have to be actual children. For any of you, this could be a passion project, something that you're trying to start, something, you know, you care a lot about, right? So, you know, our babies don't actually have to be actual children. Could be a job, could be a new business, could be an opportunity you're trying to grow. Then we also have the Sun card. So we've got the Sun twice. Love it. So kind of confirming that, all this positive energy kind of behind you. And I almost want to double down on that because it seems it may not feel like there's a lot of positive energy going around. It may feel like there's some tension, there's some challenge. We're pushing through something, we're fighting an obstacle, we're fighting a hurdle. Again, you're being tempered. That's a good word for it. You're being tempered. All right, we've got Page of Cups. So another inkling that something from your past could be coming in, right, with this Six of Cups. And then, sorry, not Six of Cups. I mean, that was the Six of Cups. This is the Page of Cups. And then we have the Four of Swords. Rest, recovery, healing, my lovely friends. So definitely in the right space to receive some healing. I talked about this in the Timeless Tuesday, but there is also a need to kind of be gentler to yourself and be kinder to yourself. Not that you're being mean to yourself, but don't push it so hard, right? If you're like, you're behind the times, I need you moving faster. You should be here, you know? This isn't what I pictured when I was supposed to turn 35. I should have been at this level, yet I'm here. Like, this is an energy about giving yourself a break. Like, literally giving yourself a break. Oh, it's getting warm in this room now. Sorry, I'm going to be fidgeting with my hair for a bit. But that's really what this is. There's a healing coming to you that is kind of asking you to slow down, air sign. As I was shuffling, I kept thinking Libra. So my Libras, this may be specifically for you guys, but everyone, there is a need for you to slow down. And honestly, things are going to be all right if you slow down. I think there's this stigma that if we take a break, if we stop acting and stop doing, you know, no progress is going to be made. But sometimes when we take a break, when we come back, we make more progress having taken that break than we would if we just tried to, like, you know, burn the candle at both ends. Of course. So Seven of Swords in reverse, right? So Seven of Swords, it is a little tricky. It's a little deceptive, right? Like here you can kind of see these mermaids, whatever, you know, kind of stealing swords out of this trunk, with it coming up in reverse, right? Because it came up upside down. It's kind of almost a confirmation that you really don't have things to doubt right now, at least, you know, regarding what's happening with this moon. You know, like, also with this moon being in Pisces, it has a lot to do with our illusions and the fantasies and the stories that we tell ourselves. Some are great because some it's visioning and seeing things, you know, as they could be, and deciding on the plans of what everything looks like. You know, and for some of us, it's also how we escape. We just kind of live in this fantasy world, you know, so we don't have to face anything. We don't have to deal with anything, you know. So for some of us, with this coming in reverse, it really is dispelling that illusion and dispelling, you know, really what's the daydream, what's the visioning, what's the escape, what's the illusion. It's a common thing for all signs, this particular full moon. With you guys, I think it's a little more focused on that. At least in the sense of this, like, how we're bringing out manifestations, how we're achieving things, right? Because again, with this rest card coming in, it's kind of like breaking this idea, right? And I would almost say, because it feels like you've been in this energy, right? Wanting to move something ahead, wanting to move something forward, whether it has anything to do with pregnancy, whether it has anything with starting a new opportunity, getting a certain job, creating a certain opening in the market, whatever it is, romance. It feels like you're pushing against this opposing force, right? So if I stop pushing, that means it's going to start pushing me back. So I need to keep going. This energy is saying no. No, not at all. That is not what's happening. But you have been pushing far too hard. It is time to take a break. It's not that this energy is going to push you back. It's pushing you. Again, it's tempering you to get you to understand something. It's not letting you forward because you don't fully understand what's happening in this moment. If you pause and break and take that moment, the energy is not going to push you back because it's just keeping you from moving forward, right? Because you're not ready to move forward yet. So take this break, reflect, you know, and meditate on what it is that needs to happen, right? Because this is also a very spiritual card also. So there could be a need to meditate here. There could be a need just to reflect on things. As we go through this revolution for you also with this eclipse, this reset, that honestly, it's like going into darkness. How effective are you going to be if you're shrouded in darkness? So there is this need to kind of like, let me take a woosah. This energy is not going to push you back. And by the time, if you do what's needed to be done, the time you're ready to move forward, that energy is going to let you walk right on by. Right? Like, it's like, oh, all right, you got your pass. You can go. You can go. You can do it. I don't know how I feel about that card. Let's see what it is. Yeah, see? Page of Pentacles. There's a growth opportunity here, but again, in reverse, we're kind of squandering it. We're kind of wasting it. We're not tapping into that energy. Oh. Queen of Pentacles. So again, another card of stability, and also kind of, yes, it's a very nurturing energy, but it's a very like calm one. It's a very like, because the Queen of Pentacles, she's, it's almost like Empress, very like Mother Earth energy. So some of you, it may even be worth it to do meditations with Gaia. Some of you may need some grounding, right? And actually, that's one of like the greatest practices I have is to ground. So like go outside, find a tree. I always like to kind of sit down with my back against a tree. If it's really popular, I may just lean against the tree. But you want like your back. Like I always try to do it where like my whole back is up against the tree, and just kind of picture like all that stress, all that tension. The tree, it kind of goes out your back down to the roots of the tree, and then just kind of gets absorbed and negated, in the roots down in the earth. So honestly, that may be a great practice for you to release some of this tension so you feel kind of free and open. I was going to say secure, but I don't know if that's truly the word I want, because I don't want to imply you don't feel secure, or that you would feel like insecure. That's not what I'm trying to get to. But it's almost like you need like a grounding and a strengthening in your core, right? Because we also have the sun, which is about spirit. So it's almost like if there are doubts or fears about your possibilities, who you are becoming, could be, will be, should be, all of those things. If there's tensions or fears or doubts about that, that's what this moon is trying to heal and get you kind of grounded and secure and confident in who that person is, regardless if you have physical proof of that or not, right? Because that's not the question, right? But what we believe can be completely different than what's in front of us, right? Because we're on our way to that, right? And, it makes sense with the Star card coming out. Now, yes, Star card is the card for Aquarius. So thank you, Aquarius, for this guidance. But this is a card of being hopeful and having faith and believing, right? I think that's the big... Look at that. There we go. I think that's the... Oh. I think that's a big thing for you. My lovely air signs. Seven of Pentacles. Another nod to... So a lot of you, wanting kids, building a family. And, this could also just be... It might not even be this far. It might just be a relationship, right? Husband and wife. Kind of wanting to become mother-father. It's a really strong theme in this reading. Air signs, you all trying to just make families out there. I love it. Beautiful. Libras especially, we talked about it. That may be a big thing for my Libra babies out there. Or my Libra signs. I don't know why I keep calling you babies in this video. Theme again. All right. And again, remember for Libras or any sign, you're like, I ain't trying to start a family. I don't know what you're talking about. Remember that these kids, they don't have to be actual children. They can be a career. They can be a job. Whatever that little thing you're trying to nurture and take care of and help grow, whatever that is, can be encompassed in this energy. So don't think it has to be kids, but for a lot of you it is. For a lot of you it is. But this moon, really reflect on I just liked how I worded it the first time. Now I can't remember how I said it. But there's a lot. There's a lot you can reflect on. But you can think about how you define yourself. What is it that you deem important factors in not only who you are, but also the life you want to live, right? All of those are super important, especially right now with this reset. So what stays, what goes, right? We talked about dispelling the illusion. So it's what's truly part of you, what is an old, outdated part of you, what is a part of you that was given to you by someone else and that has nothing to do with your own desires. Time to let that go, right? And we can be genuine and authentic to ourselves. What is it you want to create and bring into this world, right? Whether it's a child or something else. The understanding and the knowing that you don't always have to wear yourself out. You don't have to work that hard. You don't have to push that hard. You can find balance, right? You can find an equilibrium, right? And at the very, very beginning, we talked about this tension, and then it was echoed again when we talked about it with the Two of Swords. So there's something you're being kind of pushed to that limit to understand that, right? You think you have to push this hard? All right, I'm gonna push you till you literally cannot go any further. Now, do you want to be exhausted like that? No. When you could easily just be like, all right, let me take a break. I'm not supposed to move forward right now. That's fine. Let me take a break. Let me figure this out. I can do this the easy way versus being stubborn and doing it the hard way. Right? So, again, remember this is a general reading, so you may be connected to all of those messages. You may pick one of, I feel like you had like 3 or 4 kind of big ones that came through. So again, you may just pick one of them. The rest aren't for you. So again, read that, feel that out, take what resonates. I think I'm going to wrap up your reading there. Oh, I didn't even look at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Pentacles. Look at that. Longevity. I don't know why inheritance keeps coming to mind. And I know that's something in this card, but that's not the word I wanted. Legacy, that's the word I wanted. I don't know, maybe some of you are going to get a nice little windfall. But with the 10 of Pentacles being on the bottom of the deck, this is what we're trying to create, right? The family, the legacy. What are we known for? What's our values, right? What's carrying on to the other generations? This is the abundance and that ultimate dream that we're creating, right? Again, kids everywhere in this reading. I don't know what to tell you, air signs. I'm going to wrap it up there. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a comment down below, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not already, please subscribe and get that notification bell on so you can be notified when your next video pops up. Next week, I'll be back home. We'll probably go back to our regular setup. I don't know, I kind of liked being on camera, so I don't know, but my camera at home, completely different frame filming space, so I don't know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have a few days to play with that after I get back. But yes, stay safe, stay sane, enjoy this full moon. Might be a little crazy, but it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna be good. I love you guys. Take care, air signs, and I will see you in your next video. Bye.